Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody, and happy 4th of July. This is the Brookport Best Friends podcast. I am your host, Brian, and with me, as always, is Brad.
Hello.
And we have a co-host today. His dog jumped up in the chair.
Say hello, Zelda.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just, okay, she's out. All right. But anyway, yeah, we got a show lined up for you, talking about 4th of July stories and a little bit of this and that. First of all, we had our first question, which I'm glad that we did get, and it was death row meal. What would yours be? Go ahead, Brad.
Death row meal. I really thought about this one, and I'm a pretty simple guy.
Yeah, me too.
Steak and potatoes. I'm sure they get that answer a lot from death row inmates, and they're just like, just give me a steak, medium rare, whatever.
Yeah,
in the sides and fixings.
Yeah, that's my choice too. Is a ribeye bone out medium with the garlic butter and loaded baked potato and mac and cheese. I'm happy as hell with that. That was my favorite meal.
Yeah. Like growing up, I never had the grandma's special recipe, whatever. We always went out to eat.
Yeah.
So, maybe old school chongs.
Yeah.
would be the death row meal.
It's so weird how food has changed. Either our taste buds have changed or the ingredients have changed. It does not taste the same.
It's both.
Yeah.
It's absolutely 100% both.
I think I tried Chong's the other, about 2 or 3 months ago, and I was like, well, this isn't bad, but it's not like, holy crap, I got to get after Sunday church Chong's again this week.
It's not like it used to be.
No.
Now we got New Asia to fill that gap.
Yeah, New Asia's damn good.
That New Asia. The guy that used to work for Chong's opened up New Asia.
Yeah. And it is good. But yeah, that's my choice is steak. Like growing up, I didn't even know I liked steak until 30 years old. Can you believe that?
30?
Yeah.
That's a little late.
Yeah. It's like, well, as you said, I didn't really have that go-to meal that I was like, oh, just like grandma used to make. Like my dad used to make a steak about once every week or 2 weeks. And for some reason, he thought that the only way to cook a steak is to make it resemble shoe leather and to leave it on the grill for hours. And he'd be
like slow and low off to the side?
No.
Indirect conductive cooking?
A steak should not be crunchy, is what I'm getting at. It was just like eating a big thing of charcoal. I was like, damn, did you just take the charcoal out of the bottom you were cooking with and be like, let's shape this into the shape of a steak and give it to the boy?
My parents were the same way.
Man,
they wanted it well done to the point of ruined.
And there was no seasoning. There was no butter. It was just like, here you go. Oh yeah, this is going to be great. I like crunchy steak.
I don't think they knew about the different cuts either. They just got the cheapest one and burnt it to a crisp and said, there you
go. Yep. That's exactly what it was. It was like, again, I'm a kid. But he was like, you're not going to eat it anyway. And you get the worst cut. And I'd be like, I'm not going to eat it because it's literally like the bottom of your work boot. Why am I going to want to devour this? And I literally cry whenever I saw he was making steak. I just sit there and stare at the table and be like, you have to clean your plate before you get up. And I'd be like, I guess we're both sitting here till the cows come home, my dude. One of us is going to break it. It's going to be you. Guaranteed. I'm stubborn.
Yeah, there's something else you need to be doing adulting-wise.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a kid. I got all the time in the world.
Yeah, you're going to go to the couch and start watching NASCAR and fall asleep into the first 30 minutes of it, and then I'm going to skedoodle and disappear, and I'm going to take that plate and I'm going to throw it in the trash.
And even like you said, like Grandma used to make, it was Sunday afternoon lunch we used to do, and it was just mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and maybe a ham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was what my grandma would make. But her ham was generally pretty good.
Yeah, I ain't going to knock on the ham, but it's nothing that I would want for a last meal.
No. Only thing that I really remember really good about my grandma's cooking was her breakfast. She'd make scrambled eggs with cheese and sausage. An omelet without being an omelet, and I loved that. But, excuse me, past that, no, it's not like something I'll be like, well, it's my last hour to live. It's time to go eat some shoe leather. No, I'm good, bud. But yeah, steak. I did not know I liked steak up until 30 years old when we were all we were trying Longhorn or whatever when it moved in, and I was like, I'm going to try a steak for the first time. And I was like, oh, wow, this is what steak's supposed to taste like.
Did you ever cook any when you worked at Ponderosa
No,
for you?
I was a dishwasher. Oh, someone cook it for me?
Yeah.
No.
Just be like, hey, yo, because we weren't paying for
No,
food
my
there
God.
anyway. So
I think that place went under because a couple individuals we know.
I can't say one way or the other.
No, I didn't pay for my chicken tenders, but that was always what I got for free. I was like, just give me a basket of chicken tenders. I'm gonna go.
They messed up on a few steaks once or twice, and I'd
Yeah.
be like, well, just pass that my way.
Oops, I ruined a steak. Time to eat. Yeah, that's basically how poverty lives. Is like, well, we work in fast food, and we have to mess up at least once tonight to make sure we don't starve.
Yeah.
So something's getting messed up. Oh man, I thought this was an order of chicken tenders for someone. I guess we'll have to throw it away, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
That happened a lot, even at Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Red Lobster really tried to jump my ass for getting. I get the crab Alfredo.
Oh, yeah.
And that was one of their big. Chef Mike made that stuff, and they're trying to sweat me. And they just throw a bag of it in the microwave and cook it. And they're trying to sweat me for getting that. And they're like, "Oh, you're gonna have to pay for that. It's coming out of your check." I said, "I did pay for it." Be like, "Okay," and they'd never look. It's like I did not pay for that.
I did not like the management in that place.
No, I didn't either
whatsoever.
The whole place was kind of a crap show and wasn't a good place to work.
Well, it's under new management now, so we don't have to worry about current employees.
Yeah, the only thing worth the shit was the garlic biscuits, and the garlic biscuits is like, well, you can buy those and make those at home now. So, what you getting at Red Lobster, really? Lobsters.
They wanted me to wash dishes and make the biscuits at the same time. I'm like, that sounds like some cross contamination that I'm not comfortable with doing here.
Did the same thing with me. It's like, you're not giving me enough time to go wash my hands every time I'm making biscuits. So how am I not getting the disgusting dishwasher liquid all inside the biscuit mix?
Yeah, think about that, people.
Yeah.
Think about that the next time you eat.
How lazy food staff is.
Happy 4th of July.
Yeah, happy 4th of July. And if you want any drug known to man, somebody in the kitchen has it.
Yeah, there's amateur pharmacists that are also cooking your steak or your lobster. By the way, I was cooking lobster too as a dishwasher.
You what?
Yeah, they'd gut it and they'd make me throw it in there and then like you set the timer and then you take it out. I was doing that too.
Oh, they didn't trust me with that.
I wish they didn't because I proved my ineptitude pretty damn quick. So
after throwing the knife at the girl?
Yeah, I that's an interesting story. I'm glad you brought that up.
I had forgotten all about that until just now.
Yeah. So here's the story. I was washing dishes, and they have like a big bucket, like right next to the dishwasher area, and they fill it full of sudsy water. At the start of the shift, it's like pristine and clean, and they throw the little sauce cups, which Red Lobster has these like dipping sauce cups, and they throw them in there to soak, and then you're supposed to run them through the dishwasher like every so often. Well, the staff, like the wait staff, would throw them in there, like, and it'd splash me, and I'd be like, "Hey, please set them in there. Please stop throwing them in there. I know you're in a rush, but set them in there." And it happened over and over again, and my temper was sort of growing short because I was having cocktail sauce all over me on one.
Tartar sauce, ketchup, all these little ramekins just projectile being thrown into a bucket of sudsy, at this point, dirty, nasty water.
Yeah, at this point, it was 90% this disgusting sauce mixture getting splashed all over your head and your back and your shoulders. So I said, like, there's this one very heavy set POS woman that never listened and always thought she was better than everybody else. And she started throwing them in there and splashing me. And I said, listen, you do this one more time, something else is coming back at you. I don't give a crap what it is. And I use different language, of course. My words weren't so choice, if you get what I'm saying. Well, she did it again, and the first thing in my hand was the butcher knife they used to kill the lobster with, and it's a big bastard. So I fling this thing right at her head over the top of the dishwasher machine. It bounces off the wall, makes a scratch, ding, 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 and she runs, and he's trying to kill me. And they're like, oh, you're going to have to be fired for that. And I said, I really don't give, my words. I don't care in so many words. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
this is a minimum wage job washing dishes. I'll find another one before next Tuesday. And I was out in the parking lot getting ready to go home, waiting for someone to take me home. And they came, you can come back to work if you just apologize. I said, no. And they're like, well, you can come back to work anyway. And I said, here's the deal. Tell them to stop throwing those cups at me. I'm tired of being splashed with cocktail sauce. Just have them sit them in there. I don't want them to throw it. Set it in there. And I guess that was enough. I don't remember. I think I was done with that job after that point anyways.
Yeah.
I
don't
lasted
blame you.
maybe a week or two more. And I started smashing plates intentionally because I was so mad.
There was other people that did the same thing too. They would just hold a plate up and just drop it so they wouldn't have to wash it.
Yep. Yeah. It's like you go to take a break at that job. Or no, as a dishwasher.
There was no
There was no
breaks.
break. I'd be like, hey, can someone please cover my stuff and keep me caught? Because I get that thing completely caught up, not a single dish there. I'd be like, all I need someone to do is to maintain them while I go on my 10-minute break and stretch my legs and sort of like sit down, get a drink. I'd come back and the crap would be piled to the ceiling by the time I got back. So
Yeah.
it's like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? You cannot physically, legally take your breaks because you can't get out from under the job.
I just went and smoked a cigarette in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I called that my break, and I did it maybe 4, 5, 6 times a night.
Mm-hmm.
Just sneak off, smoke in the bathroom, and get back at it.
I busted my butt for a while trying to keep everything caught up. And again, that's when dishes started having accidents. When I was like, all right, you ain't good enough to cover my dish, to keep me kept up. I was there till 2 a.m. one night washing dishes.
2 a.m.
And this is when I'm in high school.
And they close at what, 10?
Yeah, 10. And that's because I went on my break and I went to my lunch. And normally they don't want you to do that at that place. This is 20, 30 years ago, so this might be different now. Highly unlikely. But anyway. And I was like, I come back and I'm like, it's packed to the ceiling. And he's like, hey, buddy, we're going to need to clean everything in here. So he wanted me to run the floor mats through the dish machine. He wanted me to scrub the walls, scrub it underneath the machine. So it was 2 a.m. I'm still there doing this on a school night. And I'm like, I hate this place.
They probably had an inspection the next day. And
Yeah.
They were wanting everything to.
They also wanted me to clean the freezer and mop it. So I just froze the mop in the middle of the floor, standing straight up, and left.
Yeah, we always used to have new people at Ponderosa do that, go in and mop the freezer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, never be afraid to lose a job like that, people. I know that most people are not young kids listening to this show, but never be afraid to tell a job like that to piss up a rope and climb it with their tongue.
I'd almost like to get another job like that, work about a week, and then just be as bad as possible.
I'd consider it just to be just like, I'm getting revenge at this place.
The worst employee ever award goes to.
Yeah. Just show up whenever and just leave unannounced and not clock out, stuff like that.
Well, that's how I did Red Lobster. I said, hey, man, I need to take the trash out.
Yeah.
Because they had to go unlock the door for you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
The proprietor came out and he unlocked the door, and I pretended to take the trash out, and I just got in my car and went home.
Yeah.
And I get a phone call a little bit later. Hey, is this Bradley? I'm like, yes. Bradley that's supposed to be at work right now? I said, no.
This is the Bradley that doesn't care anymore.
He's like, oh, okay. Bye. Yep, that's it. I guess you got the point, right?
Mm-hmm. How I quit that job was, again, the story is like me and Steven went to the Marilyn Manson concert, and I was supposed to be at work that day. And they called me, like, before I was getting ready to go with them and getting in the car and stuff. They're like, hey, are you coming to work? And I go, no. And they're like, are you quitting? I go, no. Well, you're going to be at work, right? No.
Apparently you don't follow.
No. Perhaps I'm not going to show up till you fire me, is what I'm saying. It's up to you. Keep me on the payroll for the rest of your life if you want. But I'm not going to be there to earn a paycheck. So, yeah, that was we got off of the meals and on to horrible jobs again.
I was going to say, we go from meals to even worse meals.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Red Lobster wasn't bad for food until you've cooked it, and then you're like, oh, I don't want to eat
Until
this.
you've worked in the kitchen with all that fishy
Yeah.
stuff. It's like that.
God, that's so disgusting, man.
Who was the morning dishwasher?
Oh,
Was it a guy named Todd?
yeah, Todd. Todd was in the Easter Seals. He was mentally challenged, and like they didn't like hold him to any standard. Like I'd follow up Todd every Sunday, so I'd come in after the morning rush and everything, after the church rush of lunch, and the dishes would be to the ceiling, exactly as I said.
Yeah.
Because Todd, is with the Easter Seals. He leaves whenever he's done, not when the shift's over.
Right.
So he'd take out at 1:00, and I wouldn't come in till 5, and the dishes would be sky high.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, they had gone through every dish and ramekin in the place.
Yeah. Nothing left. Hey, we need you to do dishes right now. Go ahead and clock in. No, I'm not supposed to be here till 5. I'm only here at 5. I'm at, 4:45. I'm going to eat a meal because I haven't eaten yet. So, I hated that job, man. To every single manager that ever worked in that place, go to hell. Stay in hell, because again, the manager should pick up the slack. You have 3 managers on duty during the Sunday shift. There's the main one, and there's at least a shift one, and then there's a line one. The line one should go over and start washing dishes. If Todd the potato man is going to leave at 1:00, someone needs to pick up his slack.
Yeah, I remember coming in and seeing that too. He left it, like you said, 1:00, and
Yeah.
it's 3 or 4 by the time you get there.
Yeah.
There's no catching up from this.
No. And that's, again, I'd be there. Close at 10. I'd be still washing dishes 11:30, 12:00. School tomorrow.
I can't believe they did that.
They shouldn't have. If someone was smart enough to pay attention to what was going on in my life back then, someone should have put their foot down and they got sued. But, of course, most people were not caring about what I had going on. So, it's very sad. It makes me cry. But
so,
anyway.
in other words, steak and potatoes.
Yeah, steak and potatoes is a very good meal, and I didn't know I liked it because my dad couldn't cook. He thought, again, grilling meat meant shoe leather or crunchy. Brother, if you want crunchy, get you some Doritos. Stop making your steak all crunchy. But yeah, that's our answer. A long story short. So yeah, it's 4th of July, as we said. We had a couple 4th of July stories lined up. Not many. Brad says he had a very boring 4th of July.
Yeah, it never was anything special. They'd have the Brookport parade, like we saw last week.
Yeah, that's right. Right after we stopped recording, Brookport had a parade. We all kinds of sirens and police stuff was going on. And we're like, oh shit, there's been a murder in Brookport.
I'm like, typical Sunday afternoon. Here comes the fire truck and police car.
No, it was a parade. And there was 15 cars, half of them missing their bumper.
Missing the bumper. One of them was the truck that raised in the front end and low in the back.
Yeah. Not enough common sense and too much money is what I call it. But I'm an old man, and that thing looks lame to me.
Well, I talked to my mom, and she was like, well, that parade was actually supposed to have been at a different time the day before.
Yeah.
It was supposed to have been on Saturday.
Yeah, and it rained. That's what it was.
And it got rained out. So then I guess they just let's get a kid on a 4-wheeler and a couple of people that got cars that maybe they put $200 or $300 into to gussy it up a bit.
Yeah.
And I think there was a couple of people that were just trying to get through town to get to the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah.
and just got caught in the parade and oh no.
There's one truck that had a Dr. Pepper logo on it, and I'm not sure it was affiliated with Dr. Pepper at all.
I don't remember even seeing it going through the parade. I just saw it driving around after said parade was over.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the kids these days. I don't know why they're repping the Dr. Pepper. I really did not get what they were supposed to be showing. There's one classic car. And I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. It was an old Chevy, I think. It was a nice car. And then there's another truck, and it was okay, well, that's kind of neat. It's got the Grinch on it or something like that, and it's got all kinds of colors on it. I'm like, well, that's a very expensive paint job.
Yeah.
And the rest was oh, here's some guy's fucked up broken axle truck. And there's some guys like, there's a kid on the 3-wheeler and he's followed by 2 kids riding a dirt bike. I think they just jumped in randomly.
My great grandpa used to tell me about parades all the time in Brookport.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like every other weekend was a parade,
Mm-hmm.
and me and my family would always poke fun of it. And I was like, back then, just hey, we're alive another week.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate.
Yeah. A lot of those were like World War II veterans that came back and were like, yo, we need to celebrate every week that we are not back in Iwo Jima or in the
Yeah.
Rhineland.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, here's a bunch of kids that have too much money and not enough common sense. So it's like, I don't know.
I even saw a picture of my grandmother sitting in a convertible. This was the only convertible in town at the time, mind you. Because my great grandpa, he worked for the union plumber and pipe fitter. So
he's rich as fuck then back then.
Yeah, for back then standards.
Yeah.
And they could afford the convertible. And she had her little crown on. She won Miss Brookport or whatever.
That's weird that there's a Miss Brookport back then, and like
she still had the crown too.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to it.
That's crazy. Like my grandpa, like stories of my grandpa on my dad's side was he was a foreman of an ironworks up in Quincy, Illinois, I think. And like, so he made big money, and like he retired, and then he was like, I'm going to come down here and buy racehorses and do harness racing, which is like the little mini chariots that go behind horses. And it's like, oh, that's cool. And then like, I never saw any of that manifest in our family. It was just like, oh, it's crushing poverty. Here we go. Thanks. Where'd all the money go? Maybe you should not have bought racehorses. Maybe you should have just saved it.
Yeah, the Gillettes did that harness racing too, but I don't remember ever seeing any type of race like that at the, Bluegrass Downs?
No, they did it over at Noble Park, though. Because I remember going over there as like at 3 to 5 years old when my grandpa was still alive and him taking care of the horses after a harness race. And yeah, they did it at not Noble Park, Carson Park. That's it. Yeah, they did it over there.
Yeah.
And I was over there as a kid. Like, I was raised around horses and crap. And then he passed on and my mom left and Dad had no aptitude or care for horses. So it was like,
It seemed like there was way more horses growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And now everybody's just like, it's too much trouble. We don't have the, like I said, Bluegrass Downs or Carson Park anymore. No one races there.
Yeah. It's a big thing of money, too. A horse is just it's like a boat.
Yeah, money pit.
Money pit. You know, you ain't going to make no money off of it. And you ain't sure as hell ain't going to, you're selling to other horse owners. So it's like, it's just trading horses, basically.
Tell you what, though, I did win some money on a horse one time when I was little.
Oh?
I went with my mother and grandmother to the Bluegrass Downs, and they said, okay, we'll give you $1. You can make a bet.
Oh?
And I looked through the list of names, and the name that jumped out at me was called Shut Up Woman.
Shut Up Woman.
I thought that's a funny name. I was all of maybe 6 or 7 or 8 at the time. I can't remember. I was little. And I was like, shut up, woman. Here's $1.
It was a female taking it.
And the horse ended up coming in.
Damn.
And I think I got $2 or something out of it.
Doubled your money.
Yeah. So I got to keep the $1 and gave the money $1 back so we could bet on another horse.
Oh. I don't remember anything of like my granddad's harness racing other than being at the thing. And I think I touched horse poop one time. That was a memorable experience. It was on like, you know, they have ropes in front of the horses when they're in the stable to keep them walking out. And it had dropped a Duke on this rope. And I was little, 4 or 5 years old, and I grabbed on it to a swing, and I had a handful of horse poop, and I was like, oh, it was horrible.
Horse apples.
Oh, horse apples. That's my experience with horses.
After we had watched the race, I went down to the stables, and then I had a hat on, and this horse tried to eat my hat. That's all I remember of my time at the Bluegrass Downs. Is winning $1 and horse tried to eat my hat.
Yeah. We had a horse in the backfield of my house for a long time. Like I think it died when I was 11 or 12. And it was the friendliest horse ever. It put up with my childish bullshit all the way up till then. Like I'd hop on it and ride it around and shoot a BB gun, and that was interesting. And like it never bit me, it never kicked me, never threw me. It was the most polite horse. Man, that horse put up with a lot of crap. I mean, I was out there like all the time. Again, I didn't have a whole lot of money, but that horse back there, I just jump on and push around and climb on and be like, "Hey, try to eat this." And it'd be just like briars and stuff. I was like, "Oh, why did I do that to that poor horse?"
It's a shame we didn't, continue on with the family legacy.
Yeah. Well, the generation stopped it before us. Well, mine did. Mine decided he liked iron horses more than he liked physical horses and wanted to be a biker. And I don't believe that ever manifested. He owned a bike, but he never became a biker.
Like he didn't join a club. He didn't have the vest with the.
He had one of those cuts, but it wasn't a cut belonging to any like motorcycle club. It was just like a denim jacket someone chopped the arms off of, and was like, "Oh boy, I like cosplaying too. I'm real fucking impressed, bud."
Everybody in the 80s and 90s with a denim sleeveless jacket with the band patches all over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still to this day, I wish I had one.
What, a denim vest?
Yeah, with the band patches on it. I might have to make me one up.
I imagine you could. There might be a few for sale. I don't think too many people are repping them anymore.
Yeah, but I want to add the patches myself. I've already got one or two, I think.
Oh, what patches you putting on it?
Well, right now it's a Whitechapel patch, and I think a Meshuggah patch I've got.
Oh.
So I got to start my patch collection from scratch.
Mm-hmm. That was a punk rock thing too, I think, was the denim jacket with. No, that was metal. That was started with hair metal.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. It was like, man, again, I think I said this before about vests, but it's like, man, you're just afraid your nipples and back's going to get cold. Your arms are going to be fine. Why don't you have the whole suit there, bud?
It's just like a hat. It's a fashion accessory.
Yeah. It's from a bygone era. It's like they've whittled it down slowly. Like in the 1800s, you had a top hat, a vest, an overcoat, an undercoat, like a shirt, a blouse, all sorts of stuff. I don't see how those people did not sweat themselves to death.
A cummerbund.
Yeah.
Like why do you need that?
Yeah.
What is that for?
Yeah, and by the time it reached us, we were down to just vests with heavy metal things on it. And now the current generation, I mean, clothes are optional, except for like a banana hammock or something. So it's like the next generation is probably going to be wearing a sock on their penis. That's going to be the extent of their fashion.
No, everybody has augmented reality glasses, and you can program what everybody wears.
Really? Oh.
No, that's what's going to be in the next generation. Like if you're looking forward, everybody just walks around in the Emperor's New Clothes look, naked, and you can just hit a button on the side of your glasses, and it's like, I wish they were wearing.
Yeah. Let's turn this off. Turn this feature off. Everyone's naked.
Oh no! Turn it back on.
Yeah. No. Is there a mode to blind me? Which one blinds me?
No, the reason I came up with that, I was watching this guy on YouTube earlier. He was playing Super Mario Brothers, the original one, but it was in the augmented reality where he was wearing his virtual reality goggles and looking out into the middle of his living room, and there's a 3D rendering of Super Mario Level 1.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, that is actually pretty cool.
I don't know how much I like that. That's... Again, we're old. We're from the era of when that was like new.
Yeah.
When Mario was on the old CRT TV, is like with a bulging front, and I kind of miss that. There's a definite feel of that era that I miss. It was like a legit feeling. I was just thinking about that on the way here. In fact, I was like, man, I miss when films had that warm, dark glow to them instead of like the digital, where everything's so crisp and like ultra realistic. It's like film should replicate a memory in my mind. is because it's a memory you're watching in real time. That's what film should feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a part of like the joy, because you don't remember things perfectly. You remember things in minute details, and everything. The background's dark. The unimportant details are gone.
Looks kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, that's the way sort of film should feel. Is like it's a memory you're having for the first time.
Well, that you can't really call them films anymore because they don't shoot on film. It's all digital.
No, yeah, it is all digital. And that was a worry. A worry that I have that doesn't matter, that I've created for myself. When I make my studio and I start filming things, I'm going to have to figure out how to replicate that. Brother, I ain't got a pot to piss in. What am I talking about?
Well, there are filters that makes things look grainy, like all these backroom type deals.
I don't. It's simulated. I want the real thing. I want authentic. I want analog.
The problem is film doesn't last forever.
No, it doesn't.
And I don't know too many. I guess they're still making it for the movie industry, but
I don't know, man.
But for how long?
Yeah, it's a dying tech. And again, this is like mourning the people who made the wagon wheel. It's like, man, no one's went back and been like, we need to keep those people's jobs. It's like, man, the car came along and the horse was taken out back and shot, and the wagon was destroyed. And it's just like, now film, brother, digital's here.
Mm-hmm.
The whole cut thing is done. It is what it is.
Just like records, I think tapes are making a comeback too.
Man, I don't see why tapes would, like the record I get, but the tape, I think we talked about this before.
I think we did.
Yeah, tape I don't care.
Throw it away.
Yeah, you're not going to give me New Kids on the Block, so let's just forget about it.
Bananarama tape with no case.
Yeah, Milli Vanilli, your favorite. But yeah, that's the way it's going. We are very sleepy because we ate a big meal before we showed up.
We had crack burgers and steak fries.
Yeah, and it was delicious. And so yeah, we got the meat sweats, and we're barely hanging on here. We're sorry.
I've got some coffee bean juice, and Brian's got a
ghost strawberry banango or something like that.
Banango.
What the fudge is a bango?
Chemicals, taurine, caffeine.
Oh yeah,
something to make your heart race, keep you awake.
Yeah, carcinogens. Just what I wanted. I need an extra dose of that.
No.
But yeah,
we were talking about 4th of July around here in Brookport, and it just really wasn't much going on. You would have to look across the river to Paducah, or actually drive in that madness, and then go sit out in the field and get eaten up by mosquitoes for 30 minutes worth of fireworks.
Man, I have a couple of really fond 4th of July. This is my favorite holiday, but I've only got like 2 or 3 or 4 good memories of 4th of July. The rest of the time I was like, yeah, Grandma bought me a pack of smoke bombs, and I went out back and threw those, and
snakes and sparklers, man.
Yeah.
And them little pop-it doodads.
A total of $10 was spent, and I had the blast of my life out there in the yard, and it was done in about 15 minutes. The rest of the time I was staring at the sky watching everyone else celebrate. But there's a couple ones that were really, really good. Like there's one. I went with like the neighbor's family, and they went to another person's house way out in the middle of like out by Waldo Church. Like not Union. What's that place called out there? Almost Metropolis. I have no idea what the area is. Waldo Church area. We'll call it that. But anyway, I went to the family's house, and there's like a tetherball net or whatever that is where you hit the birdie. Badminton. And we were running around playing. We played badminton. We set off fireworks. It starts getting dust, and someone's chasing me around with a sparkler, and I was afraid of getting burnt. And I forgot that badminton net was there, and I ran into it, and right like the guidelines that hold up the one side, right across my stomach, and I did like a front flip over it.
Oh man!
And it had like a welt on my stomach, and I'm sitting there like, "Don't cry. There's strangers everywhere." I don't even know where the hell I was. This is like at 11, 12 years old, and I'm like, that hurt. That's my 4th of July story.
We would always go up to Homan's Lake.
Yeah.
Every year. We knew the Homans. We went to church with them, and do your typical burgers, dogs. And we had a badminton net set up as well, and games got very, very intense. And then the adults, they'd be out there playing water basketball, and that got really intense as well.
Man, that was so fun being out there because they built that big slide tower thing, and it was like they're always like, keep your hands in, don't like hold on to the side. And you're a kid, you're gonna be like, I don't really don't want to go down this thing at 85 miles an hour, and there's like wood sticking up, and your hands would catch on that wood, and you get a splinter. Oh my god!
And there was a stump that they never removed, so if you jumped off of it, he's like, aim a little bit to the right, because if not, you're breaking your legs on that stump.
Yeah, there's hidden water dangers, and there's snakes and fish.
There were quite a few water moccasins, I remember.
Oh, man, yeah.
Bluegill nibbling at your toes while you're swimming.
Turtles, all sorts of things.
They had beavers out there.
Yeah.
We used to take the inflatable rafts and go into the channels that the beavers had dug into the muck.
I never did that, but I do remember y'all doing that. Y'all had some balls out there.
Well, the grandson of the Homans, he lives in Joplin, Missouri, but he'd come in just for every major holiday. And he got a 4-wheeler, and I was like, ooh, I need a 4-wheeler too. So we'd go up there and we'd ride around everywhere. And you're right, the ball's on us. At some of these places, we had no reason being that far back out into the Shawnee National Forest.
I had a 3-wheeler. I had a Honda. What was that called? Honda Big Red. You remember those?
You had was that the Big Red?
Yeah, I had the Big Red, but it was painted camouflage.
Okay.
Holy shit, that thing is a death trap. And there's a reason they got rid of them.
Yeah, when did they stop making 3-wheelers?
I don't know.
It had to have been, 70s or 80s?
Yeah, but I had one, and the muffler on the front had rusted to the point it was just like a hole. So the engine would fire, and there'd be fire shooting out the front of the engine on the 3-wheeler. And at night, it just boom, 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 it's fire shooting everywhere around my feet. As I'm just like, it didn't go very fast. I think it went like 40, 50 miles an hour at most, if you're lucky going downhill full throttle.
That's still pretty fast for a 3-wheeler.
Yeah, and turning was optional, as I learned. Like, I was going around the lake. There's this lake out there in Unionville, behind this place that used to be called the Bait Shop. And I was good. There's a road, and like you could literally drive on a trail all the way through Unionville to Brookport and back. And on the way to the trail, you could take it to right, and you go to the Bait Shop on this old gravel road. And it went around this lake. This lake was awesome. I grew up around this lake, me and Nick and all our friends. Did you ever go out there?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Oh, man, it was so awesome. But it was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was something out of a movie, was how much shenanigans you could do out there. No one ever checked on you. No one ever looked for you. It was just be like, we're going to the lake, and everyone knew you were out there at that swampy-ass lake. And like I was driving my 3-wheeler around there, and one of my friends, Justin, was on the back. And he was leaned back holding onto the wheelie bar. And I'm like, we come around the corner, and the lake itself has a cliff. And with about a 10, 15-foot drop. And right into the water. And this turn goes right by that cliff and then turns back. So you're like coming down a hill towards the edge of this cliff, and you got to turn right. And I'm like, Justin, lean forward. Justin, I can't turn. Lean forward. And Justin couldn't hear me because, again, this ratty ass 3-wheeler shooting fire.
just redlining the whole.
Well, it was like a scene out of the Duke Boys, and I was not the Dukes. We caught air, and the next thing I know is I'm standing on the bank soaking wet, and Justin is floating on top of the 3-wheeler on the wheels, going, help! So the 3-wheeler, and that was actually Nick's 3-wheeler. He had a Big Red too. My Big Red was different. His was red, mine was camouflage. So yeah, I wrecked Nick's 3-wheeler. And I shot it into the lake, and I'm just like, oh, man. And Nick and
me.
You were ahead of me.
I was getting ready to say, him and I were up underneath like a spillway tunnel type deal.
Yeah.
We were going to wait on y'all and be like, jump out and get you or something. And we never heard anything for a few minutes.
No.
It was like real quiet. It's like, well, they should have been here by now.
No.
And then we get up on the road again and look around, and there y'all are soaking wet, coming up at it. And Nick's like, "Oh no,
What'd you do?" He said, "What'd you do?" And I was like, I couldn't turn.
I just remember seeing the rainbow color of the gas and oil mixture.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, y'all are screwed."
Yeah, and it's just you just see 3 tires sticking out of the water and floating away.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad Steve and Debbie had such a good heart about things, because I wrecked that 3-wheeler pretty damn good. I mean, it was waterlogged, the engine was screwed. I was like, man,
Did they end up just flushing it out and
I think so.
fixing it? Because that doesn't seem like a very bad.
They I don't know how they got it out. The whole thing was a blur past me going airborne and just like freeze framing in the sky, and I'm like, it just everything froze. And then the next moment I'm standing on the shore dripping wet, and I'm like, well, I don't know how I got here.
Well, we'll see if the Duke boys will get out of this one.
Looks like old Roscoe's gone airborne.
What'd you do, Gold?
But yeah, no, I was Roscoe, not the Duke boys. I did not successfully jump it.
Yeah, I don't know how it got out either.
I'm pretty sure Steve got down into the water and hooked like a hook onto it and pulled it out with the old S10. That's what I think happened.
Yeah,
But
simple fix.
Again, I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I just couldn't turn. And Debbie was like, it's okay. I'm just glad you boys didn't get hurt. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness they're good about things.
Well, talking about getting hurt, that same friend from Joplin, Missouri, that we'd ride around Homan's Lake on, he ended up breaking his back while he was down here.
Yeah, I remember
riding 4-wheelers with Nick. And
yeah,
I mean, it's bad that he broke his back, but it was also kind of cool that he couldn't go back home, so he stayed here at his grandma's for like a month or two. So I got to hang out with him more.
I think that was like a 6-month recovery too, wasn't it?
Oh,
he was laid up for a long time.
He was here for a while. I don't remember
Dang.
exactly how long, but it was a minute.
Yeah, like there's a lot of times where it was like, man, we were doing dangerous, stupid things on 4-wheelers and 3-wheelers, and
it's a wonder we're not dead.
Yeah, that should just be the new name of the show. How did we not die?
Surviving the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
How? There was another time Nick and I and Ryan were out in Homan's Lake. We were trying to cut a new trail. And I was second in line. Nick was first in line, and Ryan was third in line. And next thing you know, Nick's jumping off of his 4-wheeler yelling, "Bees! Bees!" And I was like, "Bees? What are you talking?" And all of a sudden, bam, one of them smacks my leg, and I jump up. And Ryan's third in line. He gets off of his 4-wheeler, and it's got a clutch. So once he hopped off, it killed his engine. And our 4-wheelers, Nick and I, were still running as these ground hornets are swarming the 4-wheelers. And I'm like, well, number one, I'm already scared of anything that flies and stings. Wasps, hornets, bees. I don't care if bees are, harmless around you, but
yeah.
If they can sting, I don't want to be a part of it.
Me too. Yeah, they're bastards.
So our 4-wheelers are just sitting there idling as thousands of ground hornets are just swarming them. So I'm like, well, there goes my 4-wheeler. It's gone forever.
They claim another one.
Yeah, it's theirs now. But Nick and Ryan, they were like, no, we'll get it. And somehow Ryan got out of it scot-free. He didn't get stung until we went down to the lake to wash the 4-wheelers off, and one of them happened to be riding up underneath the seat or in the tailpipe somewhere, and it zapped him as we were washing the 4-wheelers off. But they, one by one, he got a rope with a hook on it and kind of pulled back on the 4-wheelers. They ran up there because I wouldn't, and put my 4-wheeler in neutral, and then just hooked on and pulled it back, and
yeah, no, man.
One by one.
I was about to say, how do you remedy this situation? The moment they get calm, you go back and you start driving again. They're going to get mad again. So what do you do?
The vibrations from those rumbly 4-wheelers, and they are under the ground. I'm sure they were like, not today, son.
Yeah, there's ground hornets was out behind my pond for a while, and I was like, well, the pond's off limits for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And I haven't been back there since.
Gasoline and a match.
Yeah.
Just pour down there.
Yeah, no, I haven't. They're gone now, but back then I was like, no, I ain't messing with no Hornets. I'm terrified of the bastards, but man, all my four-wheeler stories have ended in disaster. Like the first experience I had when Nick got his Timberwolf for Christmas, and I got on the back, and me and him were like messing around, driving around the yard, and there was a tree that leaned over like at an angle, and Nick pulls up to it, and I'm like, what in the hell is he doing? And this is like, again, we're 12, 13, 14 years old, and he pulls up to it, and he's trying to throw it in neutral and roll backwards. He drives up the four-wheeler, the tree a little bit, and he's trying to throw it in neutral and roll backwards as a reverse, but he switches it into the next gear and hits the gas, and it shoots like straight up in the air. And I fall off on my back. He comes down on top of me, and the four-wheeler comes down on both of us. And that I thought I had ruptured both my testicles when that happened. And that should have been the clue that maybe messing around with four-wheelers and goofing off was a bad idea, but I'd never learned my lesson.
No.
None of us did.
No. Every story, and that's when I probably should have died.
Yeah. I probably should have called it quits then, but no. I went on to do many other dumb things on four-wheelers and three-wheelers.
Yeah, like I ran off a 12 or 15 foot embankment down into the bottom of a creek bed one time. I had somebody on the back riding with me, and I was trying to fling mud on his brother and the buddy that was on the back of his brother's four-wheeler. And in doing so, I got up on two wheels. And I was like, oh, check it out. I'm riding on two wheels. Look how cool I am. And then I didn't realize that there is a drop-off into the creek bed 15 feet down below.
Yeah.
So the time I got it straightened out and leaned over, the friend that was on the back of my four-wheeler jumped off, and I went over with the ship. Next thing you know, I'm looking up at the sky, and then my four-wheeler's nose is in the ground, and I just watch it topple over upside down.
Oh.
Luckily, we had the helmet on.
Yeah. Had an Indiana Jones moment where Indy jumps off and the Nazi goes over the cliff.
I went over the cliff.
I'll get you, Indiana Jones.
And then we had to call some guy to flip it over and ride it out of the creek because I didn't really know where it was at this point, and I was kind of dazed and confused at that point. And I'm like, now what?
Yeah. Oh man, that's I ran off in the lake, and thankfully the lake was soft enough to catch my landing. I've never like jumped off anything high into a creek and hit like the ground, thankfully. But there's been times I busted my butt hard. Like I was riding Nick's four-wheeler, like we were taking turns doing laps through the woods on the trail we made.
Yeah.
And I come around this corner, and like there's roots and like a little wobbly area, and then it goes down into this little mini dry pond, and it comes back up. And I come around the corner, and that root caught the tire and jerked me back, and it slammed me face first into a tree as hard. I was so glad I was only going about. I was a slow. Everyone else was very fast, and I always did like Sunday driving, and people made fun of me for it.
I don't blame you. I was right there with you at the back of the line because I did that thing where you hit a root and then it jerked the wheel back and about broke my wrist.
Yes, it did that to me, but it flung me into a tree and slammed me chest first onto it. I was like, I'm so glad that I was tall enough to where it wasn't my face.
Yeah.
Because I'd have been fucking picking bark out of my throat and picking my teeth out of the trunk. And it slammed me hard. And I was like, and I just sort of stopped, put the brakes on, put it in neutral, turned it off, and I just fell onto the ground and tried to cry, but I couldn't. But man, the four-wheelers are deadly.
Be careful, kids.
Yeah. Lots of four-wheeler accidents, man.
And what's bad is like right now, as we speak, I want one of those electric dirt bikes.
Yeah.
There's a nice little trail down here on the Ohio River that goes up. Probably, I bet you I could end up at your old house from that little car trail that looks like.
That might be the same trail. Because like it used to run all the way from the four-way stop all the way into Brookport here, and it'd come out right there where those railroad tracks are over by the park.
Yeah. And
you'd have to get across the railroad track, which was kind of terrifying. But
yeah, I don't think you can do that now.
No, I doubt it. That thing was old and rotten when we were doing it.
It looked like it had caught fire.
Yeah.
It was black and charred looking.
Yeah, it was dangerous. But either way,
Yeah.
yeah, it used to be a whole like backwoods trail in which kids used to get to town and back.
I was like, if I can't even ride a 4-wheeler, what am I going to do with an electric dirt bike, which now can go 50, 60 miles an hour
Mm-hmm.
without even batting an eye?
Yeah, my one experience of the dirt bike was Nick's dirt bike. He bought a brand new like 250, and he had built like a little like ramp and stuff in his yard, and we were jumping it over and over again. And like I hit it once and it bucked me. Instead of holding the gas, I let off, so the back tire popped me up. And I did a handstand on like the tank, like holding on, like oh god! And he had that barbed wire fence running right. I got it stopped right before the front tire touched that, and I was like, well, no more fun. Dirt bike kill you. I'm done. 4-wheeler, I can hop off and it'll just total on, but the dirt bike kill you.
Dirt bikes seemed like they were too tall. I got really short legs, so I never could really get on it and balance.
Yeah, no, it's like they're fun, but man, you're just asking for trouble. Old men like me is like, I'll never get on a dirt bike again. My ankles would break, my back would break. I would shatter like fragile glass if I hit a ramp.
I mean, I guess your electric bike, that's enough.
That's good
enough.
I've already ran that thing into a ditch twice, and I was like, well, here's the end of me.
Twice?
Yeah, dogs ran me off the first time. The other time I was looking down because I was like, is my tire flat? And of course, like the bike leans where you look.
Yeah.
So I'm like leaning down, and it goes off into a ditch.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, slamming on the brakes. Thankfully, it was a real shallow ditch, and I just sort of fell over sideways slowly.
Well, my brother, when he was in college, Champaign, he got a scooter, and he brought it back home when he was visiting. And I was like, I'm going to ride this scooter. Well, I didn't really know how to ride that kind of scooter, and I put it in the ditch.
Is it an electric scooter, like a powered one?
No, it had a gas engine.
Oh.
And I put that sucker right in the ditch. I was like, well, I guess I don't need a scooter.
Yeah. It's like you think, oh man, I used to do crap like this all the time as a kid, and it's like I'm out of practice. Balancing, walking has gotten hard, and I've added 2 wheels to the equation. What a disaster.
Oh, yeah. That's why I want a golf cart.
Yeah.
You can ride golf carts around Brookport now. And I was like, you know what? That's what I need. Go to the Dollar General Market.
Yeah.
Just hop on the golf cart, put the dog on there, get your stuff, and go.
I want the same thing just to piddle around Paducah. They passed that ordinance too, where you can drive a golf cart on any road that isn't like 25, 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, downtown on Broadway area, that'd be perfectly fine.
Yep. It's just so convenient and kind of fun, and you ain't got to like pay for a bunch of gas, and it gets a lot. It's fun.
Yep.
I can see why old people love those things so much.
And delivering for Amazon, I've been down in the lakes areas of Gilbertsville, Eddyville, Cadiz, Grand Rivers, all over, and they've got golf carts everywhere out there.
Yeah.
And side by sides. That's the only way to get around in those towns.
Yep. Yeah. Old people. Old people things.
Well, we're getting that way.
Yep. Yeah.
We're halfway there.
Again, I take a nap at 1. Too much excitement. And a good meal is too much excitement for my day. I need to go home and relax.
I was going to say, after them crack burgers, it did not have the same effect as crack. It, in fact, had the same effect as weed or whatever. It just about put me to sleep.
Yeah, I'm still got the itis from it. I'm ready to roll over on the floor and pass out. Well, speaking of which, guess what time it is?
Time to take a nap?
It's time to take a nap or take a walk or take a doo-doo, whatever you want, because we're at the 1 hour mark, and we need to hear some messages from our sponsor.
Uh-oh.
Guess who it is? We have a sponsor, everybody.
What's the sponsor?
6 Flags Over Jesus, a very prominent major mega church in the area. We hope you enjoy the commercial for it, and we will see you.
Where can you confess as a sinner while you float on a lazy river?
6 flags over Jesus. Get baptized on a water slide. 6 flags over Jesus.
Learn of God's power at 65 miles per hour.
6 flags over Jesus.
Oh, it's the biggest church in the 6 ways. waiting. Bring your whole family or just a date.
Six Flags over Jesus.
Six Flags over Jesus.
Six Flags over Jesus.
Come on down to Six Flags over Jesus. Our Lady of Perpetual Nausea and Carnival Food. Take the Interstate 24, exit 3. Across from Lady Consuela's House of Mystery and Glamour Shots.
After the break. Welcome back, everybody, and we're glad you rejoined us in this hour 2 of the Brookport Best Friends podcast. We hope you enjoyed a message from our sponsor, Six Flags Over Jesus, where you can be baptized on a water slide and find the Lord at 65 miles per hour. The biggest theme park in the area, Six Flags Over Jesus. We're back. So we had a little stretch, took a little walk, and here we are.
The walk outside didn't do me any good because it is absolutely atrociously hot and humid and muggy out there.
No,
right
it
now.
sucks the life out of you, man. I can't. I didn't even bother. I was like, I'll just be in a coma if I do. I have to just go sit on the throne and meet Jesus, I guess. But yeah, good talk a little bit more about the 4th of July, little stories here and there.
America's 250th birthday, I guess. The semi-quincentennial celebration.
Man, that's too complicated.
I don't even know why they still use that old school language, honestly. It makes... there's no relevance to it anymore.
And what does it apply to other than this? And it's not going to apply to anything ever again?
Or anything else that happens to be turning 250.
Oh, yeah, no. The bicentennial bisexual.
The bison. That sounds like somebody's got a fetish for buffalo.
Oh, I'm gonna go around a buffalo.
Where the buffalo roll.
Oh my God! Can you see the sexy horns on the buffalo right there? Buffalo Bills, man.
Yeah, like
Bisexual.
anyway, moving on. Yeah, it's very hot. It's 4th of July, the bicentennial sectional of our nation's founding. 1776, where we threw tea into the ocean because we were getting taxed at 5%, and here we are now.
Getting taxed at 100%.
Yeah, literally getting bent over and done dirty by the government every single day. And I'm about to go on a political rant. I need to shut the hell up right now. I cannot go further. Do not pass go. Stop talking about that right now.
I was going to say the CIA and FBI agents that are both watching us right now are like, yes, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep
He's about
going.
to say it. He's been thinking it all this time. We've been making him think it.
Well, they did make two guys think about setting a bomb off. There was like 12 FBI informants and two guys that they were trying to do something with a bomb.
Yeah.
So 12 and 2, it seems kind of lopsided. It sounds like the FBI informants forced these two guys into terrorism.
Yes, that's a lot more common than you think, believe it or not. That happens a lot. You know, they'll set up an entire terrorist organization just to catch one or two people, and 99% of the members are all fucking feds.
Well, I like the Proud Boys because I've
Yeah.
heard them, and I was like, well, who is the Proud Boys? I've never heard of them. It sounds made up.
Yeah, no. Anything that magically appears out of nowhere and you're like, oh, now they're suddenly real famous, it's the CIA and the FBI, man. They manufacture consent.
They manufacture the problem
Yeah.
so they can come up with the solution for the problem.
Yep, a hammer looking for nails. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And they're going to create nails no matter what. And how are they going to justify their funding if there ain't no terrorists in this nation?
Well, like you said, if you don't spend your budget, you don't get it next year.
Yep, use or lose it. And rather than lose it and be like, man, we did a good job, they're like, oh no, we need to create a bunch of terrorist organizations composed 90% of us.
Where did all these pallets of bricks come from?
Yeah,
All
that's
this-
strange.
Yeah, weird. I don't remember that being there last night.
Yeah, bricks suddenly appear, and then like the most fake, inorganic riots over nothing, burning down entire neighborhoods. It's like, man, this is. We might as well turn this into a conspiracy theory show because I got so many on this. Boy, I done an open can of worms. I might as well fish with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say this took a turn from Happy Birthday America and hey, I watched fireworks when I was a kid to here is a conspiracy about America.
Yeah.
I have bad news for you, America. Jet fuel does not cut steel at 90-degree angles.
Sure it does.
Perfect angles.
Sure it does. Absolutely.
Yeah, all right. I get it. You're full of shit.
But no, like a lot of that stuff is like, isn't it strange that these riots happen and they burn down extremely poor neighborhoods and suddenly the billionaires are buying up all the land in the neighborhood to do projects. Isn't that strange? They get it for real cheap.
Didn't we talk about land grabs?
Yeah. I think
before?
we did.
Yeah.
In Hawaii and in California. Yeah.
fires. Yeah.
That shit is set by very rich people, and it is, again, the tail wagging the dog here. They create outrage, and then they set up the riots, and then they come in and buy up all the land and drive people off their land, and it's...
Well, I've seen eminent domain happen in Paducah,
Mhm.
and I was just waiting for it to happen to me because they were wanting to make this West 3rd Street a business district of sorts
Mhm.
and rezone it, but I was like, oh, please don't.
This street, this road you're on now, I mean, this house you're at now?
They were wanting to do it to this street, I think up until Crockett or maybe even further down, but I was like, I don't know if I want that or not.
What?
If they rezoned it, that would make my property tax go up, wouldn't it, for being in a business district?
I don't know.
I haven't even looked to see what my property tax is. I owe it, and
Yeah.
I haven't opened my mail.
Uh-oh.
I haven't opened my mail in so long. I found a $1,000 check from the state of Kentucky getting my taxes back.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, well, I'm $1,000 richer just out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no telling how long it would have sat there
Oh, yeah.
if it wasn't for just, like, oh, what's this?
Yeah, I found, like, the house cleaner that I pay to clean my house found a check the other day. And she's like, here you go. Do you want this? I was like, this is from 2 years ago. It's no longer good. And I'm like, why? How did I forget that check just sitting on my coffee table all that time?
Yeah, I don't realize how I didn't know that I was getting that or didn't even have the gumption to go through the mail at the time and like, I need that money.
Mm-hmm.
$1,000, what's real bad,
Mm-hmm.
used to mean a lot back in the day. Now it's just like $1,000 ain't nothing.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't feel like it's spit in the bucket.
No, it's half a month's groceries.
Back in the day, it'd be like, oh, I could get a guitar or like a drums or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, what I could do with $1,000.
Yeah.
Now it's nothing.
I remember I got my bonus for going to the military, and it was $8,000. And I literally thought I could retire the moment I left the Air Force. I was like, oh my God, I'm rich.
$8,000, heck yeah.
Oh, I'm going to buy like a computer, and I'm going to buy a house. And it's like, by the time I got out, I was like, well, I might be able to afford rent for a couple months.
Yeah, you don't realize I took about 6 months off of work at one point. I had like $10,000 from a 401k that I shouldn't have cashed out.
Mm-hmm.
But that went a lot quicker than I expected.
Yeah. Like, I made it stretch for about a year after I quit. Like, I was only at a certain amount of money for my VA stuff, and I wasn't getting my full benefits. And I was like, man, every day I was shopping at Dollar General and getting like canned foods, and it was like, ooh, we're getting close at the end of the month. I'm getting down to triple digit money, and this is getting scary, and it just don't drag that far. And man, that's hard way of living. And growing up, it was like, man, I have $20. I am the big baller in sixth grade.
Oh yeah, if you had $20, that was.
Yeah.
I had just enough money. We were talking about Unionville and riding 4-wheelers around.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the bait shop and getting a microwave cheeseburger and a Mountain Dew.
That hit so good in the summer. Like, I'd get on the old 3-wheeler, drive around the lake, go to the bait shop, get a Reese's cup, a big ass cheeseburger, then put a microwave cheeseburger and a can of Mountain Dew. And I was like, man, it's a good day.
Uh-huh.
I have made it in life.
Yeah, and it took you like 15 minutes to take that trail through Nick's Back and then all the way around the lake and up that gravel road just to get the...
Yeah. That was so fun of a trip. And it was like a little highway for kids. You never know who you were going to meet out there on the way. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you'd run into Nick or you or like the Clayfors or the Bakers or different people. It was a great time.
I think we even had trails leading back through to their houses as well,
Mhm.
or the Emerson
Yeah.
area.
You had to cross the road right there at that gate right before you got to the bait shop
Mhm.
and go into the Emersons. And then you go down the hill of the Emersons, cross the creek, and you go around this the more of the trail, and you pop up behind the Clayfors and Bakers. Yep. That was so fun.
Yeah, that's where I saw, I think it was Emerson in the boat. And Baker was like shaking the boat. And
No, it wasn't Emerson. It was Justin Conder.
Conder, that's
That's
it. Okay.
it was. Yeah, Emerson was different. No. Yeah, I know what.
Okay, I'm getting my people mixed up.
Yeah.
But there was somebody in a boat that didn't want to fall into the water. Let's just say that they were willing to do whatever it took not to get tipped over in that
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah. Man, that was a prison offer if I've ever heard one.
Yeah. And what happened was we just were riding around and we came up through there, and next thing you know, this was going on.
Mm-hmm. Why did they have a boat in a creek anyway? That creek wasn't no wider than like your arm's reach or something.
I don't understand what was going on either.
And it wasn't deep enough to drown in. I think it was like waist or like
up
waist
to the
deep.
knees,
Yeah.
up to the knees at least.
Yeah, you could have stood up and been out, but
he did not want to get
No.
pond water on him. And
no.
yeah, it just like, why? What happened 30 minutes before we got there?
Yeah.
You're like, why are you? But that's the great thing about Unionville, because you never knew what was going to happen. You never knew what tree had a stash of nudie magazines in it. You never knew what was going on.
No. You could find people out there, and it'd be like people you never met before. It was like guest starring on a TV show. It was like, well, hey, here's this person from Brookport I've not seen out here ever. How the fuck did they get a mile out in the woods? What are they doing out here?
Yeah, when you think no one's watching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's always somebody there. That's what I always thought was weird too about going to like Nashville or St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Is you want to get away from everybody around this area, and then you go, let's say, to that big Opry Mills Mall in Nashville. Then you end up running into somebody,
Yeah, doing the same thing
from Metropolis or Brookport or Paducah, and you're like, I came here to get away from y'all, and here y'all are now.
There you are.
I
It's a small world.
I can't do anything anywhere without getting away with it.
No.
And that was the problem with my mother working in the Massac County school system.
Mm-hmm.
She knew everybody, every teacher at every school. I couldn't do anything anywhere outside without having one of her many spies getting back to her of like, oh, I saw your son. He was doing blah, blah.
What of it? Mind your business.
I was like, I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
I can't get into trouble. I was willing to be a little hellion and get in trouble, but I knew I couldn't.
Oh man, I got away with anything. There was no one on the leash. No one cared. So I literally did whatever I wanted about 90% of the time.
Well, that's what I loved about going to Unionville. It seemed so free. Like you could do anything and everything out there. Like I can be a little hellion and not get in trouble because there's no one out here to really stop anybody from doing anything.
No, that was a Wild West. There's only a few families that really gave a crap. And even then it was like, as long as you ain't tearing nothing up or like hurting anybody or hurting anything, no one cared what you were doing, man. It was awesome.
I mean, we talked about it before. That's where they made moonshine, and it was dubbed Pistol City. So it still held that romantic thing in my heart of like, oh, this is where you can do anything and everything, like no rules, no holds bar.
Yeah, no one cares what's happening out here as long as the coroner doesn't have to get called.
Yeah.
That was basically it.
Yeah, we were riding four-wheelers on the road out in the woods, going fishing without a license. Oh,
I drove my grandma's car through Unionville at 14 years old.
You just trying to do some hood rat shit with your friends?
I just took the keys, got the old Chrysler, started it up, and I was like, here we go. And I backed out, got on Unionville Road, headed down towards Danny Smock's house, turned around, drove up, got at the four-way, turned left. I went all over. And then I saw someone, and they saw me, and I was like, uh-oh, they're going to call the cops. I better go home right now.
But at least you were 14. I mean, you're only 2 years away from getting your actual license anyway. And we grew up on video games, so our hand-eye coordination was pretty good, I'm sure, at the time. And there was really no issue.
Man, I was scared shitless.
Of just getting caught.
Yeah, that was the one thing. I was like, oh, shit, now's the time. You know, Massac County Sheriff's going to take a trip to see what's up in Unionville, and I'm going to be out in the Chrysler driving around.
Well, I do know there is now a state trooper that lives out on one of those roads that connects to Unionville and Unity School Road.
Pell?
No.
Oh, not Pell. Mount Sterling.
Yeah, it's way up.
Yeah, I know where you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that cop car out there. I was like, yeah, back in the day, that wasn't the way. I mean, Bill Baker of Brookport City Police did not give a shit what was that.
He wouldn't have cared if you came through town.
No.
You gave him like a little half pint of E&J brandy. I'm sure he would have been like, okay, you have a good one.
Yep, I'm confiscating this.
This is mine now.
And then you'd see him drinking it on the side of the road.
And he'd be parked up at the fucking the cemetery, just sipping away.
Yeah. Yeah. What is he? What is he keeping tabs on the dead, making sure they ain't getting up? What's he doing out there?
Yes, making sure that nobody in there. They still have those tubes with the string tied around their toe and then attached to a little bell up at the top. He's just making sure none of the bells go off. But no, Pell Cemetery does not have that.
No.
It would be funny though.
Yeah. God, that was. Yeah, it was a lawless place out there and a lot of fun, and it was a place for if you were growing up there, it was awesome. You were gonna get hurt, but it was awesome.
Hurt on the what was it? The rope swing made by a bunch of karate belts tied together.
Yeah, at Nick's house,
and you just get on that and swing around in the hay.
Yep, swing like you could. There's hay bales out there, so you could climb to the top of those hay bales and jump and swing out real far. And half the time you'd run into the damn post that was holding up the barn, and it was just full of nails and splinters. Just bam, and the whole thing would shake.
Death trap.
Yeah,
Thinking about it.
A family of rabid dogs lived in the woods. It's just, it was as close to a medieval plague city as you can get.
It just seemed like Brookport and Unionville, you had to work to live.
Yeah.
The basketball goal, I remember that being on the side of Nick's barn, and it was like 15 feet
That
up, and
bastard was tall.
it was way too high. I was like, how are y'all? You're making this a lot harder on yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta really work to live out there.
Yeah, we're like 10 years old trying to throw the ball up there. And it was like, well, the score has finally reached 1 each, and we've been playing for 4.5 hours.
Mm-hmm. Like, why is it? Who put this up there?
I don't know why it was so tall, but yeah, it had to be over regulation by about 5 feet.
Yeah.
And then there's a hole in the wall where we were all running and kicking off the wall and trying to jump and throw the ball up in there and make the basket, and someone's foot went through, and
of course it did. Of course it did.
God, that was an awesome time. And it was nothing but mud, and it wasn't even. And in fact, there was a root system running, and that was the free throw line was this one route going right in front of it, and it was like at least 6-7 inches down to the next level.
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, here's where you snap your ankle. Just go ahead. It's not even. There's rocks, and like I think there's a broken glass there, and oh man, muddy.
Playing tackle football.
Mm-hmm.
I never did that though. I was afraid to get hurt. I really was.
Oh my God, we'd play that at Clayfer's house. He had the perfect field for that. But we'd play it in my front yard too, and that was where I did get the most hurt. Like I think it was this guy named Jason Reed, and it was Danny Christensen and Nick and me were all playing. I think it was me and Nick against them. And I'm like the receiver, and Nick throws it to me, and the Jason guy runs over and sticks his leg out. And it kicks me as hard, my face went face down into the dirt as hard as I could. And I saw stars. I thought I broke something. This again was like, I was 12 years old, and I think he was like 16, 17. So it was a little kid getting the shit beat out of him by a fucking high schooler.
There was that too, the age gap between us grade schoolers and then the high schoolers. It seemed like we really shouldn't mix.
Yeah.
Right now, because we're in that awkward phase. I did that. I had like a younger friend too that I'd play video games and stuff with. But he was way too young and I was way too old, and I'd end up roughhousing with him and hurt him, and he'd run off crying. I was like, I didn't mean to. I'm just, older.
I had the same thing. Like there's Corey and Blake and Wesley. They were all way younger than me. Well, they weren't way young. I'd say 3, 4, 5 years, maybe 5 years at most. But it was like you didn't really have a lot of choices. It was like it was either hanging out with Nick and them, who are my age, and there was about 3 or 4 of them. And if they were all like gone or like sick or something, your Saturday and Sunday or your weekend is just blown. You're just sitting there staring at the 4 walls. So it's either that or go hang out with the little kids. So you'd be like, well, go over there, and I'm almost like their hero over there because I'm big enough to touch the rim on the 6-foot goal.
Wow.
He can slam dunk. Wow. Yeah, it was like, I am the hero. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. We all grew up together. We played tackle football, and man, it was great. Like Clayfer's yard was great. Like that was like a full length, like full football field length, over 100 yards or whatever. And we'd be all gather up there like every weekend and play tackle football, and have like full teams almost.
Like I said, I was never wanting to do that because I knew I was going to get hurt. I grew up in Brookport, but then by like 3rd grade, moved out to the county, and there was nobody to hang out with out there. So
it seems I don't like Unionville was out in the like boonies too, but it was like a community out there. There's a lot of kids.
The Kevin was like basically the only one out by me that I really had a inkling to do anything with.
Yeah. Well, there's Bo, and I think that was it. Carr, I think.
There's Bo Carr, and there's a few more around the corner. Quint, I can't remember the last name. There's a few. I didn't want anything to do with them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know why. Just pretty picky, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, Brookport was, or Unionville was very close knit. Like all of us played together. We all hung out, and that co-ed tackle football was a mighty fun game back then. Let me just say that.
Co-ed.
Yeah. There was a couple girls that would play with us, and it was a lot of fun.
And it was basically give them the ball so we could all tackle and jump on them. I knew where this was going.
Dogpiled the poor girls.
Oh, no, she's got it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw where that was going.
Oh, darn. How horrible.
I mean, they had to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, why do they keep passing it to me?
Yeah, but they were having a great time playing with all the boys in the area too. So it was like, little give, little take. They got to be the center of attention, and we got to give it to them. So
there you go.
That's about the best way to describe it.
There
But
you
yeah,
go.
it was a lot of fun. We didn't really get that hurt playing football. The injuries came not from sports; it was from other things.
Usually, the thing you wouldn't think that would hurt you ends up hurting you.
Yeah, like dumb decisions, just like, oh, hey. Like, this happened to me when I was like probably about 13. I went to Danny's house, Smocks, and we went out in the woods, me and Jay and him, and I think Nick was with us. And I decided to climb this old rotten tree that was like fucking 20 foot tall. I shimmy up it, and it's just like a solid log straight up in the air. And I get to the very top of it, and I lean back and go, hey, everybody, look over here. And right about that time, it snaps right at the base.
Of course.
And I just start falling. I fall into the creek, which is another 5 feet.
Yeah.
And it had only about half a foot of water in it. And I slammed down. I thought I broke my tailbone. And I'm like, all I could do was groan like a zombie. And I thought I was pooping blood at the same time. I'm just sitting there like, ah. And I could not walk. I was like, oh. And I had rode my bike out to see him. And it was 5 miles out in the country from my house to Danny's.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't even ride my bike home. I had to push it the entire way. And they rode with me. I'm like, I'm seriously hurt, guys. I'm hurt.
Did you go to the doctor?
No, hell no.
Of course.
I went in my house and I laid on my belly, and that was all the medicine I got. He's like, Grandma, I broke my butt. That was the extent of the medicine. I guess you shouldn't have done that.
Well, yeah, knowing now.
Yeah. Who could predict the tree would break? Grandma, what did you want from me? You tell me to go outside and play. And then I go outside and play, and I cripple myself.
But that was just the chance you took growing up out there.
Yeah, it was the Wild West.
And shit, even in town, I had this little playhouse. I kept my tricycle and bicycle and stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this kid around town. I can't remember his last name, but let's just say Brandon was the first name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're sitting there playing around, and he ends up using racial slurs at cars passing by and throwing a piece of wood that had nails sticking up out in the middle of the road. And then he ends up locking me inside that little shed that I kept my bike in because it had the lock on the outside. And he's like, get in there real quick. And I was like, all right.
It sounds like a good plan.
First kindergarten through second grade, I had to have been that old.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, he locks me in there, and then he apparently leaves.
Oh.
So I'm inside this little dark shed, just beating the hell out of the sides, yelling for someone to come let me out.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, I think my great grandpa, we lived next door to him at the time, and I think either him or somebody opened it up, hearing a child scream from a small shed.
Man, I'm pretty sure if it's the Brandon I think he is, he's in prison or has been in prison multiple times. So
I don't know. Like I said, I can't remember what the last name is, and I'm not even sure of the first. But that sticks out in my head for some reason.
Yeah, well, there was a Brandon that would get up to that sort of stuff, and he was a bit of a bastard. He got busted for drugs several times, and I think also attempted non-consensual sex, as they say.
Surprise sex.
Yeah, the ungenerous. But anyway, yeah, he was a bit of a cunt. And God, yeah, there's a lot of things. I was thinking we pulled a bit of shenanigans on other people, but I was thankful not to be on the receiving end.
I
of
never
stuff
locked anybody in a shed.
We didn't, not like that, but like there was times it was like, hey, let's go. Oh, this is a funny one. I'll tell this one. Me and Danny, not Danny Christensen, Danny Small, were like, we were sitting there talking, hanging out at my house. We had played Super Nintendo for hours, and Danny was like, "Hey, I kind of want to beat up Jason Emerson." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that sounds like a plan. What are we gonna do?" He's like, "Hey, let's go to his house and tell him we found weed out in the woods." So we're like, "Okay." So we go and do this, and Danny's like, we just simply cross the street, and that huge creek's right in front of his house, right? And we go across the creek, and we're like, "Hey, the weed's right down there, dude. Someone's been planting it right next to the creek." And Jason looks, and Danny punches him as hard as he can. I have no idea why or what brought this on, this malice Danny. But I was like, well, I'm going to go and watch. Well, he punches him and knocks him off his bike, and then he picks up his bike and throws it into the creek. And I'm like, now we've involved the bicycle for some reason. I guess this is Howard. I hope that whatever vindictive thing happened, this has corrected.
So there was absolutely no, like, he did this to me, so let's go get him back. It was
I don't
just
think so. I don't remember.
just like, I'm bored with Super Nintendo. Let's go kick someone's ass.
You know, I don't like Jason. Let's go punch him hard. Okay, I'll watch.
He was like one of them friends that you tolerated at school, but you were just secretly like, I can't stand that guy.
I don't know how Jason is now. We've all grown up, and I'm just going to go ahead and preface that. But back in the day, Jason was a bit of an ass, and he kind of earned it sometimes. But he wasn't that bad to where it was like, man, I really want nothing to do with this kid ever. It was like, man, could you just not, maybe?
Oh.
It was one of those. I guess he had done something like that, and Danny was like, I'm just going to hit him in the face as hard as I can, unexpectedly. I was like, cool, let's go see this. But yeah, that happened, and the bike got thrown in the creek, and I think he fished it out. And I always kind of felt bad about the bike thing, because I was like, man, if someone threw my bike in that big ass creek, I'd never go get it.
I feel bad about getting hit.
Yeah.
I'm like, screw the bike. Just got punched.
Yeah. The punch was bad, but it's like, man, I'll get over the punch. The bike, I'll never get over. That's my way. That's my way of getting around town. I can't get to the bait shop without a bike.
That is transportation, and riding that bike up and down Unionville Road was kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah.
I always wondered why y'all went against traffic. I was like, well, that's not what I was taught. I always taught you went with traffic,
so you can see the motherfucker coming.
Yeah.
And if he's in the middle of the road swerving back and forth, you get off the road. That's why.
Yeah. You can see him coming. You can't really hear him.
No.
I used to ride Pell Road
Mm-hmm.
into Brookport, and it was a little sketchy in a couple of spots.
Man, the hill right there before Nick's house is a death trap.
Mm-hmm.
And right before the four-way stop, which is on a hill,
Yeah.
people ran that stop sign and like tried to catch air. So if you were in the road during that time, you were going to get hit 100% guaranteed.
That's all the Duke boys were coming through, and you
Yeah.
just better watch out.
Yeah, there was a lot of inbreeding, not a lot of common sense in them people that are driving out there. And they would ramp their trucks through everything, and like it was just like they're going like 90, 100 miles an hour down through there. It's again a lawless like country road.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh God, you may or may not die.
And the bad part about it is the GPS in my work vans considered Unionville Road to be 30 miles an hour
No.
all the way through until you got past the four-way.
What? No.
Yeah. According to the Google Maps and the GPSs and all the camera programs that I had in the work vans,
There can't be.
30 miles an hour. And it dinged me for going over. And I was like, no, this is not right.
Yeah, it's
'Cause-
55.
Yeah. No, it's 75 back when we were first starting to drive, and I drive out to Nick's house and
Yeah.
see you and them, is just see how fast you could go around them corners.
That was terrifying. Many times I was like, oh God, slow down, Jesus.
Oh, no.
I don't want to die out here. I want to eventually leave this place. But no, man, it was very dangerous. And we would go walking on those roads at night, like a pack of us. It's a roaming pack of kids walking up a Unionville Road in the middle of the night. And people are coming home drunk and driving and shit. This is the 80s and 90s. It was a lawless time. And that place was a lawless area to begin with.
Yeah.
So they go to like the Bridge Inn or someplace like that and drink themselves stupid and then like come tearing down Unionville Road at 100+ miles an hour. And it'd be like, well, tonight is the night.
Well, now they got a place that sells beer down in Unionville now, too, don't they?
Yeah.
Minnow Bucket?
Yeah.
I've never been out there.
Yeah, I haven't. I went in there once. And I haven't lived there since they built that. So it's like, what reason do I have to go in there?
Just to check out to see what's new in your old stomping ground.
Yeah, well, I think I walked in there and we were like, people were like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "Oh, they think I'm out of place. They don't know I've lived here for, my blood is on the concrete outside.
Yeah.
Still it ain't dry yet."
Like, and whose swimming pool did you all used to go swim?
Oh, that was Hazel Giltner's.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was the place.
Going to Hazel's pool.
In-ground pool. They had to be the richest people in the area because they had an in-ground pool.
Everybody else had the above ground.
Yeah.
Way to shoot for the middle, Dad.
Man, that alone, having a pool was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't even have that. Like, I had a fucking off-brand slip and slide called the Banana Mile or something like that.
What?
And it was ass. You know how the slip and slide, you screw the hose into the slip and slide,
Yeah.
and it shoots like a stream all the way down through the thing.
Right.
Well, the Banana Mile was simply a banana you screwed into the water hose, and it had 5 streams. So half of this fucking slip and slide was red hot, unlubricated rubber, and it was it'd just be like you slid on it. The banana hammock is what it was called.
That's what my mind kept going to.
It was garbage. Oh man, I was so envious of the Crocodile Mile because there was a splash at the end.
Yeah.
Boy, I had the Banana Mile or whatever it was called, the slippery banana. And man, it was just like you may or may not get wet. That's all there is to it.
Now, the 4th of July parties we used to have up there at Holman's Lake on the bank with the sand, we would just put a tarp down and soapy and then just water it down a little bit and then just try to slide down on that.
That's at least lubricant.
Yeah, the soap helped out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went from a tarp to something else. I can't remember. Someone got a big old long piece of flimsy plastic. And
There was all sorts of horror stories about slip and slides and stuff. The metal stakes that went in the ground to hold it in place. And be like, oh, you just disemboweled yourself on that or whatever. It was like, I don't think that ever happened. That was a lot like the razor blades in the candy corn story from Halloween. You bullshit, bud. You just don't want to buy us a slip and slide. Just say that. Just say you don't want the kids to have fun.
Well, watching the commercials for the slip and slide, it seems like every kid is diving head first onto the ground. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah, no.
That hurts.
Yeah.
How are they landing to where it doesn't hurt? Number one, and number two, they're sliding 50 feet.
I don't know, man.
Oh yeah, it's fake. It's commercial. It's
Yeah.
not real. That's why.
You run, you slide, you break a bone and start to cry.
Slip and slide.
Slip and slide.
Slip and die.
Slip and die. Concussion when you try to walk on it. Man, I was trying to do that, trying to do like the Michael Jackson moonwalk on that son bitch. And boy, my feet went backwards and my face went forward. And I did like literally the Charlie Brown flip.
I thought you were gonna do like the cartoon thing, where their legs start.
I did that too
running real
another
fast.
time, but holy crap, that hurt. I was like, thank goodness at least there's cold water running on me. At least I can lay here in agony and be cooled off, as opposed to the regular agony in which it's just hot, sweaty, and I'm hurt.
And then someone decides to start throwing lawn darts at the same time. Like, oh god, here we go.
Lawn darts.
Here, you slide down that, and I'll try to impale you with this sharp object.
Mm-hmm. I remember we were playing on the slip and slide, and one of us found a hammer and was throwing it in the air as we slid by. Big brain. Hey, let's involve power tools.
A wild hammer appears.
I don't even know where we went and got that from. I don't know why we got that.
Or where and how?
It might have been because we were hammering down the pegs that hold the thing in place, and then like somebody's dad just left it in the yard.
Oh, gotcha.
And we were like, hey, while you're sliding, I'm going to pitch this somebody at you. Let's play dodgeball.
If you can dodge a hammer, you can dodge a ball.
Let's not do that. I'm glad the dad discovered this game before it got to it. And
And now a chainsaw is added in the mix.
you know what would really add to this fun little hot summer day contraption?
What's that? What's that?
Saw blades at the end of it.
Heck yeah, saw blades.
Nail them right there in the middle.
We can play frisbee with them as we're sliding.
I did that. Not the sliding part, but I thought they were ninja stars, and I was throwing saw blades at everything I could.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awesome. It was the awesomest shit I've ever done in my life. My dad came home and the walls of like the garage were just plastered in holes of saw blades. And he was like, what in the hell? Ah!
And you said shuriken.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
I said there was a ninja attack.
You should be glad I fended it off.
With the saw blades. That's all I had at my disposal.
I don't think that man ever sawed wood in his freaking life. Why did he have saw blades?
I mean, my dad had a bunch, and I think he's cut boards twice, three times. But we always had, a skill saw and saw blades. I used the saw blades as cymbals one time when I was younger. Yeah. When I didn't have a drum set yet, and I was like, well, I got these basketballs and saw blades. They got a nice ting to them.
I've never been musically inclined, so everything was either violence or ninjas or karate or throwing stars, and I made javelins out of sticks. And
yeah, you were playing Ninja Gaiden, we were playing Super Mario. I was like, what is this ninja game?
That was a bastard. Man, we're going through all of our childhood stuff. It's just been like, hey, member berries. That's what this is called.
Well, that's what, the 4th of July brings out all the memories of getting out and doing stuff with your friends back in the day.
Yeah, but that was my Christmas gift. That was the very first Nintendo game I ever got. It was Ninja Gaiden and a Nintendo. And my grandma got that for me for Christmas when I was 8 years old. So I jumped in the fucking deep end of Nintendo for my first. I was like, what in the hell's wrong with this game? It's hard.
Yeah, I do remember playing it and going, oh my gosh, you're doing this?
Yeah, I beat that thing when I turned 10 or so. Ninja Gaiden 1.
I'm a plumber going down a pipe, and here you are, a ninja crouching and throwing stars at everybody.
The key is you got to jump over the ninja star when it comes back, so it just keeps spinning around you all crazy and kills everything. Let's go outside and throw saw blades at one another.
Yeah. Let's see if it happens in real life.
Man, there's a propane tank in my backyard.
Oh, Lord.
Did a front flip off of it.
Okay, not where I thought it was going, but yeah.
No, I was terrified of fire in that thing, though. Like, my grandma was burning trash one time, and the fire had escaped the burn barrel. It was burning the grass. It was inching towards the propane tank, and that scared the shit out of me. I was terrified, and she was just like, no, it's fine. I'm like, woman, I'm 12, and I know that this is danger, danger, danger.
Yeah.
So I'm out there with the shovel beating it as a kid, like, oh, God, we're going to die. We're fucked. We're dead. And she was like, I got a bucket of water. And she threw a bucket of water on it. And I was like, oh, thank God.
That's another one, too. Like, remember back when you could burn your trash?
Yeah. Yeah. Stand over it, breathing in the melting plastics.
Mhm.
Big brain.
Now, even when my mom was a kid, I guess that would have been early 70s, late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
She used to follow behind the mosquito trucks that sprayed everywhere. They used to ride their bicycles.
Spraying DEET?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Behind that, they would just follow it through Brookport up and down the street.
Tastes like burning.
Oh, you know, and it's a wonder why we're still alive.
Yeah, lead pipes. The water pipes in Brookport were at one time mud. They weren't pipes.
Yeah. I'm like, where did we get our water? From the Ohio River? Because I hope not.
Yeah, downstream from the nuclear plant.
Yeah, I hope not.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't we look at that map of the radiation?
Yeah.
And like our area is in the purple, which means high levels of radiation.
Yes. Yeah, we are. We are, believe it or not, this was at one point one of the birthplaces of the nuclear bomb. And the uranium was enriched right here in Metropolis and Brookport.
So we had something to do with the Manhattan Project?
Yeah, Ohio Valley Project is what it was called, and it was for the enrichment of weapons-grade uranium right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we enriched the uranium that were used in the...
Yeah, and then they shipped it out to Los Alamos, and they put it in bombs and tested them out there, and it was kind of crazy. But, man, the shit that we did around here back in the day, I'm really surprised that, well, they have. They've actually announced that there's a lot of cancer in the area because of the radiation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just a little fact there. In case you're listening.
We go from 4th of July and fireworks to, yeah, we got a lot of radiation around here.
We used to get hurt as kids, and then we drink water in the radiator river.
We're still alive somehow.
You found out my secret. I'm a Hulk.
Yeah, it's a man. Yeah, 4th of July. There's one time I did go riding and jump in the river out in Handlesburg in the most foul smelling mud I've ever smelled.
Oh, no.
Found a little cliff. It wasn't that high, 6 foot. I'm like, yo, that's soft mud down there. I'm going to do a flip. I splatted. It was the most cartoon splat I've ever done in my life. Just, I just sank slowly into the mud. I was like,
Oh, God, this is quicksand.
I'm going to die. And then I had to walk home smelling like, oh, it was just foul.
Yeah.
It was the worst stench. Oh, God. And it rained, thankfully, halfway home. I was like, well, at least I get a little bit of shower. So I just stood out in the rain with my arms open.
With arms wide open. I can just hear that song playing now, and you're like the little stench things are waving off of you, and flies are flying around you.
Oh, it was foul. It was the middle of summer, too, so it was really foul. Welcome to this place. Cover your own face.
Speaking of quicksand, where did the quicksand fetish in all the movies go?
I don't know.
Remember, like every freaking show, there's always some damsel in distress sinking in quicksand.
Yeah, I was under the impression I'd be dealing with a lot more quicksand in my life growing up than I have.
Like everywhere, like
Yeah.
just all of a sudden you'd be walking down the sidewalk and a wild pit appears of quicksand.
Believe it or not, I've not encountered this problem that I've been preparing for since 5th grade.
Never once, because they always tell you, don't struggle, you'll just sink quicker.
Yeah. Quicksand, and what was the other thing that they always tried to scare you with growing up? Fuck, what was it? Oh,
Don't fall in wells.
Yeah, now the well thing, now that's a real fucking danger out here, man.
Yeah.
Unionville is full of abandoned like homesteads that have nothing but like shallow like graves that are wells. It's just, you always got to look. But man, the wells are dangerous. But yeah, the quicksand, I never encountered it.
Never seen one.
Mm-mm.
Not around here.
No.
And I did a lot of hiking back in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're just in the wrong part.
Yeah, it was like, I've thought about it, and I was like, not that, but I've thought about like why we don't have like clear bubbling streams either. And it's like, oh, because we're not in a mountainous region. That is literally like rainwater seeping through a mountain and then being forced by pressure up to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
That's what causes like a freshwater bubbling stream or a spring. We've got one spring in the area that I know of out in Dixon Springs.
Yes.
And I'm like, why don't we have more of those? It's because we don't have mountainous regions in limestone.
Well, now that you say that, they got a pretty nice little stream going through Holman's Lake, back off in the woods. I think it's Shawnee territory at that point.
Yeah. Out in the forest, there's a few, but
And I'm like, where's the origin of this? Because Holman's Lake is a man-made lake.
mm-hmm.
It was dug out,
Yeah.
Manually, and I don't know where these streams are coming from because it's not close enough to the river.
No.
But also, we found a cave out there too,
Mhm.
yeah, which was kind of funny. Finding a cave because we were like, "Oh, this is where Sasquatch lives," making a joke, and we come back, 6 months later, and they've got it barred up.
Well, he's been evicted.
They don't let Sasquatch back out.
Oh, poor Sasquatch is down there in that jail all pinned up.
There has been a Sasquatch. What do you call it? They're saying he's interdimensional now.
Oh, whatever.
There's been a change to his origin story.
Oh.
That Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever, is interdimensional.
Oh.
That's the latest one. I try to keep up with all the latest Bigfoot news.
What's new with the world of Bigfoot?
No, Ryan and I, when we would go out hiking up in Holman's Lake, we would always be like, I saw Sasquatch. He's just right over there. I swear to God, I saw him. He was right over there. So Sasquatch became like a thing between him and I.
Sam Squanch.
And so now, sitting over my fireplace on my mantle, I've got one of those little Sasquatches you throw in water and they grow. And then I've got like another action figure of Sasquatch that he gave me. I got a T-shirt with a Bigfoot riding a motorcycle that says Squatch Rocket on it. We just kept the joke running.
There's like, I don't really know that there's too many sightings of Sam Squatch around here, but like our thing was always the fucking vampires.
Vampire?
LBL vampires. You remember them?
No.
Oh my God.
Was it the satanic cult thing
that's
that was going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a cult of Satanists in the area that killed people in Florida and drank their blood.
They went to Florida to do that?
Yeah, it was the girl's mom and dad lived in Florida, and they're like, you're going to be converted to a vampire as soon as we get rid of your parents. And the guy drove down there and killed him.
Oh.
Yeah. Which begs the question, if you're a 2,000-year-old vampire, why do you need to travel by car to Florida to kill somebody? Why don't you just...
Oh, wait. She had to kill her parents in order to become a vampire?
I don't really know the exact... Yeah, something like that.
That seems like that makes sense.
It was one of those teen rebellion things like, no, you, Dad, I'm a vampire. And Dad was like, you're an idiot. You're not a vampire. The only thing you suck is at life. Stop it. Get some help.
No, you.
You're the lamest vampire I've ever met.
No, I don't remember hearing too much about that. Honestly.
That was a big thing. Rod Farrell and the Vampire Cult. It was a cult. It was about 6 people at most.
Can it be considered a cult at that point? Like, what's
Yeah.
the number of people involved that you have to have before it's considered a cult and not just
I don't know.
a group of weird people?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, we're trying to make a cult.
Yeah,
so
I got to form a cult to figure it out.
the Brookport Best Friends Cult Club.
Yeah.
We believe.
BBFCC.
Yeah. Join the cult.
$9.99 a month. Firstborn mandatory.
That's what it is, the cult. You get such benefits as babbling incoherently. Oh, yes, he's communing with the great spirits or whatever.
I could go to a Pentecostal church and do the same thing. so.
I did go. I grew up in a Pentecostal church.
You did what now?
Yeah, from about.
Hold on, you're Pentecostal?
I'm not.
You don't practice anymore? is
I'm
it?
not, period. My grandma was, and she used to take me to a Pentecostal church.
Oh.
When I got old enough to realize that I did not have to stay, I stopped staying. She'd take me to church. I'd be like, I go to the bathroom. I'd go to the bathroom, but instead I go out the back door and run home. That's when I stopped being Pentecostal.
Was it a church there in Unionville? I don't
Yeah.
remember where one would even be
You'd
at.
go up to the four-way stop and you turn right, and it was that big church on the right,
Okay.
back away from the road a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that one. And I went there for about 6 years or so.
So you weren't too far from home.
No, that's why I walked out the back door and ran across the field, and I was back at home watching The Simpsons.
Well, I lived right over there where my great grandpa was, which is exactly across the street from the church that I went to. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't have to have gone very far. I used
Yeah.
to do that. I used to sneak out of church and be like, I didn't want to use the bathroom here,
Yeah.
so I went home to use the bathroom
And one thing led to another, and suddenly I'm playing Nintendo.
or watching cable at my great grandpa's house.
Yeah.
because he had Nickelodeon.
Oh,
and we did
man.
not. See, the grandparents and the great grandparents always had cable growing up, and we in my immediate family household did not.
Mhm.
Not complaining. I had a really good upbringing in childhood,
Mhm.
and just because I couldn't watch Beavis and Butthead when everybody else was, I'm not going to complain about that.
I didn't have cable. Didn't know any. Oh, I knew people who had cable in town. And I love Beavis and Butthead, man. My ass is getting off the school bus, and I don't know how I'm getting home, but I'm watching Beavis and Butthead at someone's house. And past that point, I have no plan for the future. That's usually how things went.
Your satellite was weird how it worked. It was magic.
That was a scam, is what it was, that my grandma signed up for, and I
Oh?
don't know why. Like, it wasn't a full satellite. It was just one, like, satellite, GS12. And it had USA Network and a few other things on there. And I was like, well, there's fucking nothing I want to see on this. It was Monday Night Raw, which is awesome, wrestling.
Mhm.
But that's only Monday night. The rest of the time, it was just nothing.
Was it the kind that moved?
No.
Like if you wanted a different channel, you'd hit a button and it'd like...
No, it was permanently on one point. And only the top of it moved, like the focus in and out and switch channels.
Yeah.
And it didn't move, and I think she was paying full price for satellite and only getting one satellite out of 200. And I was like, Grandma, this is a piece of shit. Why'd you get this? I don't know. You wanted it.
Well, what other channel? I mean, you didn't get like the whole running of the gambit of the
No.
cable channels with
There
it?
was at most 23 channels, I think.
Oh.
And half of them weren't worth a shit. There's like USA, TNN, a couple others. I don't know. I only watched USA and TNN because it had wrestling. And that was really it.
Do you have HBO or anything?
Oh, there was HBO and Cinemax on there. Yeah, but you had to pay extra for those.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, Grandma, let's get HBO, Tales from the Crypts on. No, you can't get that. I'm not paying for it. Well, we didn't have the money. I get why she was like that, but
Yeah.
man, that was expensive.
Yeah, looking back, like now, I was trying to watch HBO and Cinemax through the cable where they pixelated it or made it look green, red, and yellow and all wavy.
Yeah.
You're like, I can make out kind of what's going on
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, you had to perform some black magic fuckery to get the thing to focus. Up, down, left, right. There we go. I got 15 minutes of watching.
Or if you leave it on there long enough, maybe it'll kind of straighten out a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I had like at one point, I just finally called and ordered Cinemax and HBO because I really wanted to watch Tales from the Crypt. And like I was like, I'll just never pay for it.
What are they going to do? Shut it off?
You agreed to terms and services from a 13-year-old. What do you think's gonna happen? Yeah, my grandma will totally pay for that. No, she did not.
No. And you didn't need to have like a credit card information or anything.
Not that I know of.
You just go like, hey, I want this.
It was all a mystery to me. Like life was a mystery. I still don't understand how most of that worked back in the day.
No.
Like I know the neighbors had the full satellite, and that was cool as hell. And I was like, oh, I wish we had that. But ours was like a little small one, and it only got that one series of channels. The dog's barking.
She is good about letting me know if some shenanigans are happening outside, whether it be the buzzards or a kid walking down the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, a buzzard was in the front yard picking apart a squirrel that I guess fell out of the tree or off of the electric wire power line.
Delicious.
And he's sitting there just chomping away and just cleaning up the trash, and my dog is going absolutely crazy.
Why isn't he sharing?
Well, the problem with these buzzards is they're not afraid of me or the dog.
Yeah, no.
We chased them around the backyard. There was 3 of them. 3 buzzards just hanging out on my shed, and we tried chasing them around, and they just were hopping around in circles. We get close to them, they just start hopping around.
The buzzards are big-ass birds.
Yes, they are.
Man. But guess what time it is?
What time it is?
Well, it is time for us to go.
What?
Yeah, it's been 2 hours, and we've had a little conversation about a lot of stuff. Unionville, Brookport, et cetera, et cetera. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
4th of July and fireworks. And
we didn't really talk that much. There's not much for me to say. I mean,
I didn't really do much.
No. It was mostly just tame stuff. Fireworks went off. And
we watched it, went home, and ate burgers and hot dogs.
Yeah. So, happy bisexual out there, everybody. The 250th birthday of the nation. And thank you, Andrea, for the question about what our last meal would be.
Steak and taters.
Thank you so much to our sponsor, Six Flags Over Jesus. And we will see you again next week. Thanks for listening to the Brookport Best Friends podcast.
Later.
Goodbye.
Brookport best friends from Brookport, Illinois. I'm gonna talk about some stuff and make a lot of noise. We may be funny, we may be rude, but we got the right attitude. Gonna talk about a lot of crap. Hope we make you laugh and clap.